Hello, everyone, and welcome to Change Your Thinking, Change Your Body. My guest expert today is Bruce Langford, and let me read a little bit about what he's going to offer because I'm so excited about this interview. Bruce Langford is passionate about the power of mindfulness and meditation. He teaches, presents workshops, and coaches people who long to be more focused. He is also the founder of the Mindfulness Mode Podcast on iTunes, where he features interviews with successful people in many walks of life who use mindfulness and meditation to improve their lives. Once stressed out and filled with anxiety, Bruce searched for ways to become more content and truly grounded. Yeah, I get that. As a result, he began a personal practice of meditation. Gradually, that practice became a daily routine, which has had a far-reaching effect on hundreds of participants in more than 1,750 keynotes, presentations, and workshops. I am so excited to speak to you today because this is something that has just been a godsend to me and one that I struggle with. So I thought many people who struggle with meditation and mindfulness would appreciate this because that's totally what page I'm on. So welcome today, Bruce.
Thank you. Thank you, Lucia. First of all, thank you so much for inviting me on the show, on the summit. This is wonderful, a great opportunity to just speak to your followers and teach about these topics. And it's so life-changing. I mean, I have to tell you, I love teaching about meditation because it's so rewarding. You get so many results.
That's all, though, so many people, and you and I spoke briefly before we were able to meet here, so many people that I admire. I'm a huge Tony Robbins follower, fan,
Right.
and along with him, the first thing is meditation and gratitude. And I loved that, and I thought that's been the common thread through all of the people that I admire so much in that like-minded thinking. So what does that mean to you, mindfulness? What does mindfulness mean to you?
Well, first of all, part of it is just focusing on the present, realizing that right now, this moment, this second, this is all we have. This is what's important right now. Not to be thinking about what happened yesterday, focusing on the past and dwelling on that, and certainly not to be stressed out or anxious about what you think might happen in the future. And that can make such a big difference if you just focus on now. And the other part of mindfulness that's important to me is not judging. Not judging other people, not judging situations, but most of all, not judging myself. And that whole judging piece is huge.
Huge. Can I just interrupt to say
Yes.
that's where I struggle. It's funny because when I first started meditation, and this is so, I said, oh my God, look at me. I can't even calm my mind down to get to meditation. And I went, oh, wait a minute. That's what it is.
That's exactly it.
I completely judged it. And I think that that's probably the common, kicker. And then I, sort of get into the fact that I'm not good at it. So I shy away from it. That perfectionism thing that I try to run from because that's a whole other thing. So guided meditations, and I've tried to do both guided meditations, or non-guided meditations. What is something, or what method is best?
That's a great question, Lucia, because so many people start with a struggle at the very beginning and they feel like, oh, I'm trying to do it, but what do I do? How do I get into this? And they get really caught up on the methods and on how they're actually doing it. And the actual truth is it doesn't matter. Whatever works for you, it could be complete silence. It can be a guided meditation. Now, I do know that a lot of my clients really say they find it easier with a guided meditation. So if you're just starting, you might find that easier to just have someone just kind of walking you through it. Just someone who's just taking it gently and saying, okay, just begin by focusing on your breath. Begin by thinking of just noticing the way the air is moving through your nostrils. And you just kind of get into that state because someone is helping you to do it.
Mm.
But there's certainly nothing wrong with just saying to yourself, I'm going to take 3 minutes and be totally silent and just not worry about what thoughts come through my mind. I'm just going to give my mind a break. So both of those methods work perfectly well. Beginners do find that a lot of times that those guided meditations are extremely helpful.
Mm. And I have to say, the 3 minutes feels like an eternity.
Yes.
When your mind is racing, when your head is on everything else on my to-do list. And I must say that in my practice, and it's very inconsistent, I will be very honest about that, because I do recognize the benefits. Yeah. But and so on the recognizing the benefits, the days that I do get quiet, and I try to do that first thing in the morning, because I wake up sometimes and I'm off to the races with my thought. What's today? What do I got to do? And all the things come listing down. And so I tried to be consistent in the morning, because I do notice that when I am, my day goes differently.
Yes.
And it's a big but for me. And I think it's with all of that, and maybe it's common for everybody else. And I've tried guided and I've tried not guided. I don't actually know how to get to the practice to keep it more, because I feel like it's now, oh my God, I really have to go and I'm not doing this well, so forget it for today. That's quite honestly, Bruce, honest about what and how I practice it. So is it for everyone, or can everyone get to that? Or what would you suggest for me in terms of it working for me and everybody?
I honestly believe this is something for everyone. There are those of you out there who are going to think, oh, this can't work for me. My mind is going crazy. I'm just going nuts all the time, thinking about all the different things I have to do. Yes, that's perfectly normal. But I personally believe it is for everybody, but you just need to make a commitment to yourself when you start. And that commitment is, I'm going to do it no matter what. No matter what message my mind gives me, no matter what, if I sit down and I think, oh, I'm just thinking of 1,000 things today, there's no point of doing this. No, don't listen to that voice. There is a point of doing it. Do it consistently, do it daily, do it for the same amount of time. For a couple of weeks at least. Then if you want to add some extra time, that's fine, but be consistent. That's the most important aspect of this, in my opinion.
I completely agree, and that's what I struggle with from time to time, and then I judge that.
Yeah.
My inconsistency with that. My oldest son Michael has been very very deliberate about his meditation practices, and has gotten himself in this rhythm. I'm so proud of him for that, because he's been, I feel like I birthed my teachers. I say that often. And he says, he said to me that it is very important for people, especially in today's, technological and crazy, just racing everywhere. And, I love and I've been guilty of this too, the multitaskers, when that's really not a thing. It's, you never do any one thing well then, but we get into that mode. And he says, if everyone needs to evolve, they need to really be quiet and be within their thoughts and their mind, and really go within. And I agree wholeheartedly with that. Would you agree with that?
Totally. Yeah, totally. He's very wise. Absolutely agree with that. Our minds need a break. Our minds need a break every single day. And applying habit to this idea of meditation is what's really going to make this work for you. So you start out by just deciding, I want to do this. I'm going to make this into a habit, and I'm going to be consistent no matter what happens, no matter whether, I feel like I've got to, rush off in the morning. I've got so much to do. I'm going to make time for this. Mm-hmm. I'm going to make it a habit. Mm-hmm. And making it a habit is what can just make all the difference. And I right beside me here, I have this book, which is an amazing book. I don't know if you've read it, Lucia, but oh my gosh, it's awesome. The Power of Habit. Why we do what we do in life, in a life of it's covered over with a sticker here. I read this book and totally appreciated what Charles Duhigg was talking about, because it just kind of brings you in line with, what do I really want in life? What do I really want to be getting out of this? And it goes right. He talks about meditation in there and how important it is to make a habit of regular meditation. And it certainly made a huge difference for me and for my clients too. I mean, it's just amazing. That's one of the things that's so rewarding when you work with people, and a couple of months later, they're like, oh my gosh, Bruce, my life is completely different. When I think back to 2 months ago, I'm so much more relaxed. I'm so much more calm. I just feel like I can go to work and things just get done, and I'm not stressed out. I'm not overwhelmed. I get home and the kids are there, and my wife or my husband, whichever the case, and my life has totally changed. So I just think that's wonderful to be able to teach that to people.
Yeah, you spoke about the fact that you came into your work, which I love. I always love somebody's backstory as to why they bring the gifts that they do to the world. And so you found yourself, I think, with a lot of anxiety, because I want to talk about the benefits of meditation, because I think people are nodding going, yeah, I get it with your thoughts. Yeah, that's probably important. Yeah, I should make it a habit. But what's in it for me? I mean, quieting and getting focused is obviously something that will, what I will see down the road in terms of a benefit. But in the immediacy of it all, so tell me a little bit about that, how like you transitioned to really becoming mindful because of the anxieties that you were going through.
Well,
which I know a lot of people are going through out there. I'm sure they're all nodding, going, "Oh, that's me."
Oh yeah. When I was a kid, when I was in school, when I was in middle school and high school, I was so stressed out, and I just felt like there was something wrong with me. There was literally something wrong with me because I was so stressed out, and I didn't know why. I just thought, oh, this must be just me. This is the way I am.
You don't talk about it, right? You don't talk about it. People don't
exactly.
talk about that. Yeah.
No. And even as I became a little older, I would maybe go out with someone and she would say to me, what's the matter with your nails? Like, why do you chew your nails so much? What's wrong? Are you really upset? Are you really, and I'm like, oh no, I'm fine. But at the same time, I wasn't completely fine. I had all this anxiety. I had this stress, and I was focusing on the future and, worried about things that might happen that it made no sense to worry about them. Today, my son, and like you say, your children being your greatest teachers. Well, he said to me the other day, Dad, like, really, there's no point of worrying about anything, really, because it's just wasted energy. And I'm like, yeah, I'm glad you picked that up. I totally agree with that too.
It steals the day. It really steals the day.
It does.
It's my daughter said to me that she heard another thing about worrying about work. She says, so when she gets out of work, she still worries about work. So it really means you're working 24 hours a day.
It does.
She said, oh, no, and has gotten back to her meditation with that. Because I think that's the thing. People want to know what's in it for me. And I love that your clients hang in there with you. And I think that's what's important, having an accountability to someone, right? That says, yeah, I put in the 3 minutes. And sometimes 1 minute, 3 minutes seems like eternity, because sometimes I hear people who 20 minutes, an hour. My son, sometimes an hour he has meditated.
Yes.
And he's quit smoking. He's quit. He used to drink all the time with his friends, doesn't drink anymore. And he's attributed it to really getting centered with himself and really asking himself, what is it that I'm here to do? What is it that can I bring to the world? Because this is just distraction, the smoking and everything else. And so, and that's what I loved about it, because I think we get caught in the minutia, which is what attracted me. I get caught in the minutia of do, in the grind of the conditions. And I'm like, wait a minute, if I had to really talk about me, do I really know me? I've been saying on this summit, the most intimate relationship you will have with anyone in this lifetime will be the one you have with yourself.
Yeah. And
if I don't even know who that is, how am I giving to anybody else, let alone the people I love the most, right?
Oh, yes, Lucia, that's so important to just think about it, journal about it, meditate about it. Who am I? Mm-hmm. What do I want in this life? Where am I going? All these kinds of questions.
Right. And I think we all going to lump us all into that. We'll wait till that moment of, I don't like regret, I have to say.
Oh,
In that moment when something happens that puts that, jams that stick into the spoke of your life that says, you have to pay attention now.
yeah,
And then we kind of get right with it, right? So
exactly.
that's what I'm trying to offer with everyone, and you too, with, let's be proactive instead of reactive about things. And, for 3 minutes in the morning, while the coffee's perking or whatever you do to burst out of bed,
Mm.
and so I'm going to make my commitment right here to you, Bruce, and to everyone in this audience, that I will absolutely commit to my everyday, even if those are the thoughts in my head that, oh my God, I can't even, I'm going to commit. I don't even want to, I don't have these 3 minutes. I'm going to do that.
That is terrific,
I feel so
Lucia.
excited about that. I needed to be accountable, and now I'm accountable to everyone that's watching.
Yes.
And I will absolutely be commenting about that, because I really do see the value in that. And everyone that I admire that's their first thing. That's their first thing. There's got to be something about that,
Oh,
especially
yeah.
if you look at people with their greatness and that's what they're saying.
And you know what, Lucia? I also love how science is coming around, and they are proving that this really makes a big difference, that meditation is something that we've needed it all along. There are benefits all along, but we just didn't have the scientific proof. And now we do. Scientists have proven that just 10 minutes of meditation for 3 weeks starts to change the neural pathways in your brain. It actually starts to make actual physical changes within your brain. You start to feel calmer, you start to feel more relaxed, and you can only imagine after several months. And I was just reading an article where the headline was about science finally proves that meditation helps make your body less stressed. It was written by a woman named Catherine Ellen Foley, and she went on to talk about research from the Biological Psychiatry Institute, and she looked at all these details about this, and I'm like, yes,
Mm-hmm.
finally we're there. And another study by Harvard, their scientists are studying yoga and meditation combined with yoga, and proving with this 5-year study that it's really making a difference. It's not a placebo effect. It's not just something that people are talking about who, want to do some, things that are just a little different, a little strange. No, it's actually making a difference within people's brains and in their lives as a result, because they're feeling so much more calm, relaxed, and happy.
Mm-hmm.
Basically.
I love that you just shared that information. I really do, because I think that, anyone out there thinking that, oh, that's just for people who are into yoga and all of that, that scientific information is real key. And I personally am not someone who likes to grab a pill to,
No.
make my problems go away or my ailments go away or whatever I'm feeling, which I think we've become a society. I know I'm generalizing. I don't need letters. I think we've become a society that says you got a pill for that, you got something for that, and then you got this, and then I get very emotional about the side effects of everything else.
Yes.
So for me, I'll say that, for me to spend 3 minutes to 10 minutes, as you just said, versus the dollar sign cost of what medication would cost me.
Right.
Or,
Not to mention the possible side effects, whatever they are.
exactly. Or sitting, how about this? Sitting in the doctor's waiting room. I sat in the
Oh,
doctor's waiting room almost an hour before I saw the doctor. Talk about a waste of time that I could have spent 10 minutes, 3 minutes to 10 minutes of meditation. So I thought about that now I'm
yeah.
here in this space like this. Now this is really a waste of time to me, if I had to vet out all of the waste of time things that I did. So I like the consistency that this and the scientific facts that you just presented to us, just to see that, because, why not try that? And I think that I know that I was more successful with the guided at first.
Yes.
And I have it on my phone. And so I've even timed it so that it wakes me up gently and says, we're ready. And I've also ignored that. Well, I'm not ready. Gotta go. I'll be very honest with you. And it bothers me because then I judge that. So I said, no, and what's great about that is that I was aware of all of those behaviors for me. And but most people who know me know I go, well, how's that working for you? I always ask myself that, how's that working for you? So thank you for those facts, because I also know that it has great benefits with sleep. Yes. And I think we mitigate sleep too much. So tell us a little bit about the sleep connection.
Well, I think that's a very, very happy thing that results when people don't even realize that, hey, part of this could be it can improve my sleep. And I have to tell you, I have this one client, and she is a project manager. She's got 3 children. She's got go, all happening all the time. And she said, for the last 3 years, she says, I just don't sleep well. I can't fall asleep. I struggle with that. I have so much trouble just staying asleep. I'll wake up in the middle of the night thinking, oh my gosh, my project I'm working on right now, and she starts thinking, and she says, there's no way I'm going back to sleep. Well, I've worked with her it'd be going on 2 months now. And the last time I chatted with her, I said, so tell me, how are things starting to change in your life? Tell me some of the things you're noticing. She says, I didn't even talk to you thinking about the fact that this could help my sleep. I wasn't even going there at all. And she said, now I'm realizing it, like for the last month or so, I am just sleeping like a baby. I am just so rested. I lay down and I fall asleep almost right away. My husband's like, what's going on? Like, what happened to you? And she says, I can't believe it. And she says, it's got to be the meditation that I'm doing. And I know, I've talked to her about so many things and helped her through so many things, but she's attributing that to meditation. And I know I just fall asleep in seconds. I just fall asleep so quickly and I sleep soundly. I don't have proof that it's the meditation, but I wasn't always like that. Like you said, Lucia, I used to be stressed. I used to have anxiety, and that, I remember so many times I would wake up in the night and I would go into the spare room because I was like, I don't want to disturb my wife here. I'm tossing and I'm turning, and that just doesn't happen anymore.
Right. And is it that, and I love that. So I love that this is a side effect. Right?
Yes,
sleep
exactly.
Was the side effect, which is a great side effect.
Yes.
What is it? Is it that you meditate prior to falling asleep? Because I know, like I can get into the habit of, let me just put the TV on to distract my thoughts from my day.
Right.
You meditate prior to sleeping. Yes.
I did for about 2 years. For about 2 years, I meditated every morning and every night. And then I changed my meditation routines and just took a look at things. And I stopped meditating in the evening, and I only meditate in the morning now. So at this time, no, I don't meditate at night, but I still do just fall asleep just like that. Whenever I decide to lay down, I fall right asleep at night,
I love that. I love that because I think, again, we mitigate the benefits that sleep provides us.
Yes.
I know I've done it. I know I do. I'm such a night owl. My girlfriend was just here from New York, and she says, you get up in the morning and you go to bed late. I don't understand how you're doing that. And I said to her, I know, because we talked about this meditation. I was so excited in anticipation for this interview with you. So it was really a clear, I was kind of mapping out, again, awareness.
Yes.
How's that working for you? Mapping it out. So,
and you know what I love, Lucia, how activity can be part of your meditation. Yeah. And this is something that I learned from my guests on my show, Mindfulness Mode. So many of them would say, well, my form of meditation is mountain climbing. I've had a number say that. My form of meditation is, and then fill in the blank, any activity that you love. And it's been said on my show. And I have a woman who she loved jogging and running, and that was her thing, but it just was a little boring. And so she loved, she went to an event and she saw somebody juggling, and they were giving a little training on it. And she thought, well, that looks like fun. So then she found out that there's this thing called joggling. And so she jogs and juggles at the same time, and she's a world champion. She's a world champion joggler. And she says, and that is a time where it gives my brain a break, believe it or not. She goes on autopilot, and it gives her brain a break. And I'm like, wow. Like, imagine combining your favorite activity and making it into a meditative type activity, whatever it is. And you're getting so many benefits, the health to your body and your relaxation for the mind. And it's just giving you a sense of fulfillment because you're doing the activity that you're passionate about. I mean, it's amazing.
Yeah, no, you know what? That's right there, ties into the summit. Change your thinking, change your body. Because if you change the way you look at things, give it a new meaning. So I love that. I'm going to look that up, the YouTube on Joggler. I'll tell you that right.
Yeah, look that up. And you can check her out on my show as well.
Yeah.
Because she was wonderful to interview. So fascinating.
And I loved that because now I think you piqued a lot of people's curiosity that says, what do I do in my life that I enjoy that takes my mind off of things? And I think making sort of making that a practice that says, I'm going to go out and jog and be mindful and just be one with myself so that I need that sort of prompt so that I'm not now thinking about work while I'm jogging, right? Or whatever. So it's that prompt of here's the time for me to get, self-care, physical activity, play, whatever you look at it. Because my middle son, Tom, he loves to play hockey, and he calls that his time to decompress. And he says, if you want to call that meditation, that's where I'm at. And my daughter and him argue. Well, no. She says, I need you to be more quiet. And I can't wait for her to see this too.
Yeah.
And, because it is that so he puts himself on notice that this is where he decompresses. And that I think is the most important thing. And then allowing it to evolve to what you need it to be. So change the way you look at things, give it a different meaning, and it will all be there for you. Yes. I love that, Bruce. I love that. So if I can tie in, what would be the simplest thing, because I really like that, find your way with things, right? What would be the simplest thing that people could start with today that would help them get to this mindfulness meditation practice, if you will?
Think of a time that you can do this. So later today or tomorrow morning, make up your mind that you're going to do this and just go. And maybe you're in a place right now where you can do it. Maybe you're at your office and you're on a little break and you can just sit in a comfortable position, but with your back straight, with your back erect and your feet flat on the floor. That's one way, only one way. There's no one way to do this. So many different ways, but just do that right now. Close your eyes. And like I said earlier, focus on the air passing through your nostrils. And don't try to breathe differently or do anything differently. Just close your eyes, inhale, pause, and let that air out slowly. And my clients like to do an exercise. We call it 4-2-6. And we inhale for 4, pause for 2, and exhale for 6. 4-2-6. And we just do that and just do it for a minute or two. If you're in your office or wherever you are right now, you're driving, pull over when you can conveniently do that and do it, in the next little while. And just relax. And the cool thing is you can do this without closing your eyes if you want. And it was funny because one of my clients, she said, I get crazy when I get behind the wheel of my car. I don't know what it is. Every time I'm like, she says, I've just got to be there sooner. I've got to be there fast. And she says, and then I just made up my mind. She said, every time I came to a red light, I decided to use gratitudes and meditation. And she said, so I would just pull up to the red light and I would just be thinking about what I'm grateful for. And then she said, I would notice my breathing and I just relax. And she says, sometimes I can get to 19 or 20 different things I'm grateful for. And then the light changes. And she thinks, wow, other times I would have been thinking, oh, isn't that light ever going to change? And I'm stressed out and I'm just building that. Yeah. And she says, now I look forward to driving because it's relaxing. So
I
it's something that we can do anywhere, but driving is an example.
I love that because I thought there was not just another one of me. And everybody that knows me out there is going, oh, shit, huh. So I love that. And I know that it will bring such calmness to the driving part. I mean, I don't sound like it's, that angry driving, the road rage stuff.
Yes.
But you know what? That's perfect to do because it's always just a quick reminder that. And I'm always looking for opportunities to be grateful. I do have those moments. It's the meditation link that I really love there. That was a great suggestion. Thank you for that. I think
You're
we
welcome.
can all take that. And I think also I would like to add to be aware of how you feel after. Just make a mental note of the difference between before I was doing that and after. I am completely going to be all over that, especially driving. I think that will help tremendously too. You have a free gift for all of us today.
I
so
do.
Want to tell us a little bit about that?
I do. I'm so excited about your summit, Lucia, because, it's all about changing the way we think about things. And I know that you focus on weight loss and exercise, and there's so many different things to focus on. But what I've done is I've made up a guided meditation about this, and not only a guided meditation, but for your listeners, I've made three guided meditations. One that focuses on eating and weight loss. Nice. One that focuses on just family life and just being relaxed with your family, whatever it may be. It may be your dog, it may be your cat, And then I've made another one about reconnecting with your passions. And that's an important thing. Meditation brings you to that. It can get you to the point of one woman I worked with. She said, I haven't done any crafts or knitting for years, and I've gone back to it, and it's given me this sense of peace. And so I've put this together into 3 separate meditations that your listeners are, I think, really going to benefit from. And, just put it on. People have said, Bruce, I don't know what it is about your voice, but you seem like you're just the right person to do guided meditations. And I never even realized that a few years ago, but people have said that to me when they listen to my guided meditation. So you can get this by going to mindfulnessmode.com / now I've got to remember what it is. I've got it here.
I'll have it in the email for everybody. This video. So no worries to have to write that down because it'll be click on the link that I'll have in today's interview's daily email.
But I've got it here. So it's CYT because of the name of your summit.
Thank you.
Change your thinking. Change your thinking. So again, it's mindfulnessmode.com, and mindfulness just has the 1 L, and even I make mistakes sometimes, and I spell it with 2 L's. I'm like, what am I doing? Mindful. It doesn't mindful. So mindfulness with the 1 L, mindfulnessmode.com /CYT. And those 3 guided meditations, I'm sure you'll enjoy them and benefit from them. So download those. My gift to you, and Lucia, your gift to me has been coming on this show. It's been such a pleasure, and I really enjoyed talking with you about meditation because it is life-changing.
It really is. I did too. My pleasure and my honor to have you here. I really was very excited to have your point of view come through. So, because I'm looking for everyone to just, help them move one step forward in their life. So, and I think this is going to be a tremendous opportunity for them. And what a generous gift. Thank you so much for that.
My pleasure.
And it was very thoughtful to make the connection, especially for this theme. So I really appreciate that. And now you're in my tribe. So we're all together on this. Now we're all, it's amazing because I've also said that we're more alike than we are different. All of us. True. So I think it's just an opportunity for us to realize that we're all together in this. And so reach out. Thank you so much for today, Bruce. You were chock full of information, and I am excited, and I got to make my commitment to you and everybody else. And I hope that everyone watching today will make that same commitment. And we would both love, everyone would love to hear from you on what that looked like in your life. Because, and if you need something different, let us know, because that's what we're here. We're here to serve. What do you need? We'll go out and get it for you, right?
For sure.
Excellent. Excellent. Well, you enjoy the rest of your day. You're on the East Coast, right?
That's right.
Yes, I have my sun glaring here right now on the West Coast. So look at this. Look at technology.
Yeah, amazing, isn't it?
It is. It truly is. But God bless everyone today. Thank you so much for listening. And thank you again, Bruce.
My pleasure.
Appreciated it. Have
My
a
pleasure.
wonderful day, guys. Bye-bye.